to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I am joined once again by one of Wise Take's finest NBA DFS analysts, Mr. Johnny the Greek. You can find him on Twitter at GDaddy80. Johnny, my man, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right. This NBA, man, a little wild lately. Kind of not so good the last couple of days here for us. But I was on all the right plays. I just didn't get them all in the right lineups. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we were on a lot of the good stuff. D'Angelo Russell and I know some of the other guys with Barton. I know you had mentioned Barton a couple times, and a lot of the right stuff. But like you said, it was some of the core guys like Jabari. Big disappointment. Not just us. He was like 50% owned on DraftKings, so it burned a lot of people today. But but we were one of them. All of the Oklahoma City guys were just terrible. Like Paul George couldn't hit the. Just all of them couldn't shoot for shit. I can't believe they won that game. But hey, man, like you said, we were on a lot of the right stuff. Just couldn't fit them together. And I'm excited to tackle this weekend with you. I'm covering for Patio Joe, man. Shout out to Patio Joe. Normally this is his Friday night, Saturday show with Johnny, but stepping in here as the guest host tonight. Patio Joe just had his twins, so shout out to him. Congratulations. He's got himself. He went from 1 kid to 3, just like that overnight. So shout out to Patio Joe. Do your thing, man. Anyway, Johnny, it's you and me, man. We're starting this thing early, because we have lives. We got stuff we got to do, right?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, we could say that. We can go with that. That sounds way better than because we had nothing else to do, so we figured let's just do the show. Get out the way.
Hey, it's still really early in LA, dude. Yeah. I got shit to do, bro. So
there we go.
The sooner we get it done, dude, the better I'm.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. Let's do it. But Johnny the Greek needs to be out in freak mode on a Friday night. He needs to be out in the streets of LA, freak mode style. So we got to get this done. Chicago at Detroit is our first game of the slate. Total is 210. Detroit is an 11.5-point home favorite. Some injuries in Chicago. I know Payne had left the game today. He came back, but he did leave the game for a while with a leg injury. And then I think Markkanen has already been ruled out for tomorrow. They don't want to play him on a back-to-back. Johnny the Greek, what you think, man?
Yeah, so we also have Blakeney out for the season. We have Dunn that's doubtful for tomorrow.
He's already
and
Levine's
already.
That just
yeah.
Came through.
Oh, that just came in. Okay, yeah. And Levine's out, and Zipster's still questionable. Did we get any news on the Zipster one? That's not really important anyway.
Yeah, screw that guy.
He's just so questionable. Okay, he sucks. Yeah, so what Vegas is telling us is that this game's not going to be close. I don't like the price on a lot of these guys. Like I'm not gonna play in the high 9s for Blake and Drummond. That's where we're at right now with those guys. So probably gonna pass there. That the people I'll be looking at here is gonna be Ish. Ish is probably gonna get some blowout run. He's with Reggie Jackson back here. He's pretty cheap, so I like him where he's cheap. I also like a little bit of Reggie Bullock tomorrow on the Detroit side. And on Chicago, it's gonna be the usual suspects still. It's gonna be like the Payne, the Valentine, Holiday where he's cheap, and I wasn't really happy with what they did with Grant today. He played him, but he just didn't get a lot of runs, so I wouldn't go there. So it's mostly Payne, Valentine, and Holiday. But I will tell you, if you're going to play Valentine tomorrow, he's 6,100 on DraftKings, which is a big price. So I might fade him, but the other two guys are definitely in play for me.
Oh yeah, man. I think just looking at this game, I know that we've seen Reggie come back, and one thing about Reggie Jackson that was impressive. He took like 13. He didn't play that much. Like, do you remember how much he played? It was limited.
He was on a 15-minute. He was on a 15-minute limit restriction, right, but I didn't see how many minutes actually played.
Yes, he played. I got it right here. He ended up playing 19 minutes against Houston. Now remember, that game went to overtime. That's why. And he took 13 shots. Isn't that crazy? He took 13 shots. Reggie Jackson. How about that? All times is good aggressive. But yeah. Anyway. I don't mind going to guys like Gish. Just the matchup's going to be so good. It's going to be Cameron Payne and Grant. Assuming that I wouldn't be surprised if we heard a little something about. I'm a little concerned with Payne. I mean, he left the game for a little while. He did come back, but he left the game for a little while. So if he did tweak something or hurt something, it might get a little worse. How it gets worse the next day. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But if Payne plays and he's good to go, I'm with you, man. I'm back on the Payne train. It's just Today, it's it sucks that he got hurt because he did well tonight. The problem is because he got hurt, he didn't really play the minutes he was supposed to play today, and he still did well. He still put up like a 33, did his thing, but he really could have he was on pace to do something pretty good tonight. So it was really a shame. Noah Vonleh should start. He's with marketing out that's what they've been doing. You can definitely go there. Bobby Portis. It'd be interesting to see him and Drummond kind of mix it up there. And of course, Drummond's in an elite spot. It's just a matter of how long does this game stay close? How many minutes does Drummond get to play? Because as far as centers go, he should just feast against Felicio and Portis down low in the board. So there's a lot to like. If there is anything, I think Nwaba becomes a little bit more interesting. Him and Valentine. If Payne were to, and I'm not trying to throw things out there, but if we heard something about Payne, maybe he was hurt, maybe he was questionable, something like that. I think we could see guys like Valentine and Nwaba handle the ball a little bit too. So those are guys we can consider, but pretty straightforward. It's a 11.5 point spread, and Chicago's on the back end of a back-to-back on the road. So we got a couple things to worry about here. Johnny, let's move it on over to the next game, man. Phoenix at Orlando. Booker did not play against Cleveland. He must really be hurt because I did read he really wanted to play against Cleveland. So if he didn't play, he must really be hurt. So you saw evident tonight he didn't play, and they just got thrashed. So not to say they wouldn't have gotten thrashed had he played, but still, it was it's not going to make anything worse having a guy like that in Booker when your team is the Phoenix Suns. But they are back at it, going to Orlando, another team that sucks. We don't have a total yet. We don't have a spread because we are waiting for some injury news. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, so we have some injuries here. We have Devin Booker's questionable for tomorrow. TJ Warren's questionable. Jonathan Simmons doubtful. Evan Fournier is out. Jonathan Isaac's doubtful. Tyson Chandler's possibly out for the rest of the year. And Tyson Ross is out.
There we go.
So on the Phoenix side, I mean, this game is a good game. This is going to be a very high-paced game. It really depends on who's going to be, playing tomorrow. With these injuries, it's really, really important for us to look at stuff. So where I'm looking at is I like Peyton. He's been getting, hasn't been getting the minutes. It's been a lot of blowouts. He hasn't been playing well. But this is a revenge game. He's pretty cheap. I can go there. I'm going to take a shot on Alex Len. He did not start today, but he almost got there in blowout minutes. So, I'm going to take a look there if he's going to start tomorrow. If Booker plays tomorrow, he's a phenomenal play as long as he's able to play. And if Booker can't play, I'm just going to go back to the well with Jackson. I like him a lot. And then on the Orlando side, my favorite play here is going to be Aaron Gordon. I love DJ Augustine in this spot. You can also take a look at Vuk and Mario Hezonja. Those are all in play. And a flyer play tomorrow would be, Bender. I liked him a lot today. He got the start. And Chris had an okay game in the beginning. So I don't think I'm going to go to Chris tomorrow, but I think I prefer Bender over Chris.
Yeah, this game, I'm with you, man. This on a first look, this game definitely pops out. This is a situation where, this is Phoenix's best chance in a while at keeping the game close. And especially if Booker plays. But if Booker doesn't play, I'm with you, man. This is the revenge spot for Elf. It's not only against Orlando, but it's in Orlando. It's pretty much the nut revenge spot. They gave up on him. So, I would hope Phoenix has nothing else to play for. Maybe they let Elf go out there do his thing. And I'd be willing to take that chance. So I'm down to play some Elf. And again, if Booker's in, I think that only helps Elf. I said that earlier on the Y stream that I think, Elf is the kind of guy that needs those players to make shots. Like he always needed Vooch and Gordon to have those big games. And I think it's going to be the same thing with like a Warren, Josh Jackson, and Booker. He needs those guys to make buckets for him to get assists. That's his upside. But a great matchup, man. He's going to have Augustine. He's going to have some Mac. Jonathan Simmons and Jonathan Isaac are both doubtful to play. So those are two of the better defenders on the Magic. So without those guys, they really have no defense. And not that they ever really did. But like Jonathan Simmons is a decent defender himself. So I think that this game is just awesome. I definitely think I want to get me some of this. I think it could stay close and it could really shoot out. Like you said, if Booker plays, he's still priced well, 7-8 on DraftKings. I can go there. Vooch is only 7-6. Let him play in the close games. He could do some things. Aaron Gordon's in a phenomenal spot here against the Suns. We know we love power forwards against the Suns, and Aaron Gordon is a pretty damn good one. Josh Jackson at 7K. It's a little steep, but you saw what happened today. If any one of those guys are out, which I'd be surprised. I think Warren's doubtful. So if any one of those guys are out, Josh Jackson is another young kid. They're going to let him play a ton of minutes. There's a lot to like here. You mentioned Hazonia. This is a much better spot for him here. Coming off a game where he played terribly, but he did play minutes. He played 24 minutes, and that was in a blowout against Philly. So if this game stays close with Isaac and Simmons, that we can see him playing some upwards of 30 plus. So I'm with it, man. Fast pace. We can pretty much talk about every player and say they're in play, but I think they get it. I think they understand that this game should have some fantasy goodness, right? Would hope so. Let's move it on over, man. Another game that I'm sure people got circled. New Orleans at Houston. Total is 226.5. Houston 8-point home favorites. Chris Paul, I know, is doubtful to play. I think he's all but ruled out. Not officially, but he's pretty much not playing. But Johnny, what you got here?
Yeah, so we have some injury news here. Chris Paul is doubtful tomorrow. James Harden's questionable with his ankle. And then Luke Mahabute has already been ruled out for tomorrow.
Yes.
So
just an update. I read Harden is probable. I did read that. Ankle
injury?
Now? Yes, they upgraded him to probable. What you got here, man?
Yeah, so on the New Orleans side, you got to look at AD. This is a phenomenal matchup for him tomorrow. Rondo, I'm going to probably pass there. It's just a little too expensive. He's almost at 7,000 now in DraftKings. I can't go there. I prefer to go to Drew Holiday. I like him tomorrow. And if you want to stack this game, you can definitely take a shot on Mirotic and more as well on the New Orleans side. All those guys are in play. And on Houston, it's James Harden. And then it's Eric Gordon would be another piece here. I just don't know if I want to pay another almost $7,000 price tag on him tomorrow. But in this matchup, he might be able to pay it off. I really like Capella tomorrow if Harden's ruled in. If he's, for sure, I love the pick and roll with those two guys. You can go there. And I think Ariza is firmly in play. And if you want to take a shot here on a cheap guy, I would take a shot on Gerald Green.
Yeah, man, this is another game that you're going to want some exposure to. I think you have to kind of take a stance when there's only 5 games or less. Sometimes you're going to have to take a stance and kind of predict how the slate's going to go, and you have to take positions on certain games. And this is one of those games because it's going to have a lot of attention. James Harden in a phenomenal spot. If he does play, probable does not mean that he's ruled in, so he very well could be. But if he does play, definitely could get me some of that. He's got 80-point upside in this kind of matchup. I think I like Drew Holiday on the Pelicans side. He's 8-2 on DraftKings, a little steep, but he's done it before against Houston. And without Chris Paul, there's really nobody to kind of stop him. Not to say that they have anybody to stop Anthony Davis either, but Drew Holiday is significantly cheaper than Anthony Davis. So I'm cool with AD, but I think I prefer Drew. Rondo, without Chris Paul, Rondo's matchup just got a whole lot better. A little concerned with the minutes thing. They'll only play him if they need him. This could be a Drew game, so you don't really know what to expect. And Rondo is 6'8", so he's no longer in the territory of, that's an easy risk to take. Like, if a guy's 5K, you could take a chance because you're like, his floor is probably around 20, no problem. When the guy's up past 6, it's not the case anymore. Like those floors can really hurt you. So that's something to consider, but we know he gets by on assists. And if this is a fast pace, if guys are hitting their shots, it could be a good night for Rondo. Eric Gordon, that is the question, huh? 6'8", revenge spot. I think the revenge is pretty much gone. He's already beaten them down so many times. I mean, how many times you got to beat a team before the revenge is over? But still, it's still a good spot nonetheless against the New Orleans Pelicans. Should be a really fast-paced game. So that's like a game stack only kind of thing for me if I'm taking Eric Gordon. You know what? On second thought, Eric Gordon could also fit a blowout build. I'll tell you what I liked about Eric Gordon in that last game. It was overtime, but he played 41 minutes. So that showed me like he's a guy that they will leave on the court if they have to. So that's a little comforting, especially with Chris Paul out. So, I'm going to have to sleep on him and think about that. But I'm with you on Capella, man. 6'7". His price came down a little bit here on DraftKings, and they're gonna need some bigs on the court with a guy like AD, fast pace. Definitely cool with that. Mirotic is only 5'2". That is interesting. There's a lot of ways to go. That is interesting. I like Mirotic. I do. But I don't think I like playing Mirotic and AD together, and that is not a hot take. It's one of those obvious kind of things. But anyway, Johnny, move us over to this next game here. We got the Lakers. We got Memphis. 218, pretty high total for a Memphis game. Of course, they don't play any defense just because they play slow. Memphis, 5-point home underdogs. I'm actually really surprised that it's that close of a line. But Vegas is a lot smarter than I am when it comes to those kind of things. What you got for us in this game?
Yeah, so, I just really can't touch the Memphis side here. I mean, if Gasol's going to play, you can maybe take a chance on him or Tyreek Evans. Those two guys are going to play, but I really don't want any more of this. I really don't like the Lakers in this game. They're priced up way too high here, most of the good plays. You have Randall in the almost mid-8s now in DraftKings, and you have Lonzo Ball, who's cracked over 8,000 now. I'm not really on those plays. I think if I was going to go anywhere in this game, it would be Kuzma. Would be my favorite play at 6,600. But other than that, I think this game is going to be a fade. Something looks fishy on that total here. So yeah, something I would definitely not interested in playing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I gotta know what's going on here. Like is Tyreek Evans playing? Is Marc Gasol playing? It's like there's just so many question marks with Memphis. You just don't know. And even if they're available to play, you don't know that they'll play their guys' minutes. Now, Marc Gasol is one of the guys that we know. He's already came out and said he just wants the ball. He wants to win. He don't give a damn about developing nobody. If he's ruled in, I think he's somebody that we can kind of count on for minutes. And it is a pretty good spot for him. But the Memphis side is definitely the side I think that's the most appealing. It's just the one that's tougher to figure out. These guys are in pretty good spots against the Lakers and pace up in a pace up position at home. We just don't know if they're going to freaking play. You can't play a guy that's not playing. You know what I mean? You can't play a player that's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, what the total looks like to me is that you're going to get Gasol and Evans both play tomorrow. But again, we don't know how many minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the spread would indicate. The close total, the high total, the close spread would tell us that those guys must be playing. But like you said, we don't know how much. So on the Lakers side, I'm with you. A lot of these guys are overpriced. I think it's another one of those I think game stack or leave it kind of things because all the Lakers are overpriced. So if I'm playing a Laker, I need this game to stay close. I need this game to shoot out. So I think it's like a game stackable kind of thing. If things were to play out the way Vegas were to entail, but I'm with you, Johnny. I don't see myself picking one of these guys out unless it's like a Kuzma who's reasonably priced at 6'6", considering he plays a crap ton of minutes. But a lot of these other guys, as much as I like them, like Lonzo Ball and all these guys, I'm not saying I won't play them. I'm just saying if I play them, I'm gonna have it's gonna be more of a game stack, at least a mini game stack, where I'm gonna have a couple of each sides. Because you need the game to stay close from the pay off those expensive ass price tags. It's just how it rolls. Let's see here. Last game. And then the freak is about to be let loose on the streets of LA. It's only been 18 minutes, but we are blowing through this thing on the weekend, man. Charlotte at Dallas. Total is 214.5. Dallas is 1-point home underdog. Kemba Walker coming off a game with Dwight Howard suspended where he went bananas. What'd you think, Johnny?
Yeah, so in this game, we have Batum is doubtful, questionable, Monk's questionable, and Cody Zeller, he's questionable. This is a close total, with Charlotte being favored 1. It's a pretty high total, so I think this is a fair game. This is a challenge here because you got the two positions that Dallas is the worst against. You have 2 good spots to go here at center and point guard. Those are the 2 worst positions that their defense, but those are also the 2 of the highest at their position, to pay tomorrow. So if you pay up for those guys, you really can't do a lot of the Houston exposure. So that might be kind of contrarian. So I think Howard's in a good position tomorrow. As long as he's going to get some run tomorrow, they're not going to cut him short. So I would go there. I think Kemba Walker's definitely in play tomorrow, and then Lamb. And if you want to take a chance, you could take another chance on Willie Hernangomez. I really like him. He should get a little bit extra minutes here. He might play some of the 4 and some of the 5 tomorrow. So I like that. And then on the Dallas side, it's just going to be the usual suspects here. You're looking at DSJ coming back. He's interesting. If Noel is going to play tomorrow, they've been going back and forth with him in his minutes. I like him in the spot tomorrow. I just don't think Mesri's that good. I think Noah's more of a talented guy. And then you have to look at Harrison Barnes as well in this matchup with Batum being out. Those are the plays I really like here. It's interesting, Bill, to stack the Howard and Kemba the duo tomorrow. And then run it back with maybe like a DSJ, and then try to fit in the cheaper pieces on the Pelicans in New Orleans. It might be a pretty contrarian stack, so that might be something I try. Mute CK.
Damn it, did it again. I expect people to go back to the Kemba well. He's only 8.5, so considering the game he had, his price didn't come up all that much. But with Dwight Howard out, I think that does take a little bit away, especially considering, Dwight Howard coming off a suspension. We don't know how he's going to react to that. Maybe he feels bad. Maybe he doesn't give a shit. Maybe he just, is rested because he got an extra game off. So either way, it's a great matchup for Dwight against Dallas. I think I'd lean towards Dwight. I'm with you there. The rest of the guys are just kind of like Harrison Barnes at 6'2", I think is reasonable. Charlotte's really struggled against really anybody that could score, to be honest. They've just been terrible defensively. So I can definitely see myself going there. On the Dallas side, with DSJ back, that kind of ruins everything for me, because I think Barea goes back to only playing 23 minutes, and plus his price is up. Yogi goes back to standing in the corner doing nothing, which he's really good at. And it just kind of messes things up. I think Harrison Barnes is really the only way I'd go. Maybe DSJ because he's cheap, but of course we need to confirm that he's not on any kind of minutes restriction or anything like that, because they're not playing for anything. It's just developmental. So if he's hurt, if he's coming back from injury, I need to make sure he's getting a full run, even at 5'9". But yeah, Harrison Barnes is probably the guy that seems the most secure, and then I think Dwight Howard is my favorite play on the other side. All right, man, how about that? We got through all the games in 22 minutes and 30 seconds. So real quick, before we do some top threes, I'm going to tell the nation, I'm going to remind the nation, or at least those people who are considering joining the nation. If you haven't already checked us out at wisetape.com, you need to do it. Baseball is right around the corner. The baseball MLB monthly passes will be released this weekend. That's right, this weekend they're going to be released. And then starting Monday, we are going to do some strategy sessions with the nation. There'll be a chat room if you can be there at the right time. And if not, it'll be archived for you to watch it later. But we're going to have various analysts come out there and kind of show you what they do, get you in baseball, teach you the game, and kind of walk you through their process, show you little things they've learned throughout the years. I'm sure Johnny the Greek will do a video. I'm sure we'll see Paulie do a video, myself, and some of the other guys. And it'll be for members only for if you have MLB access. So go over there, check it out. The full season is $174.99, but you get a $25 discount if you use promo code LastChanceMLB. And the monthly passes are going to be $24.99 for just MLB only. So those are going to be released this week, and you have to have some kind of access. If you have the All Sports, that's fine too, but you got to have some kind of access. We're going to do that. We're going to go deep, answer some questions, and like I said, really try to show you guys our process and try to show you what you're looking for. And if you're new, it could be helpful. If you're not new, if you're already playing, I think it's definitely good to do something like this for a refresher. So that's something we're just doing that just for people who sign up for MLB. Of course, those of you who already purchased a season package, you will get access to that as well. And don't forget, we're grinding out the NBA 7 days a week. That's what we do. We do everything. We're all about daily fantasy sports. We're all about the industry. So we're going to be grinding out NBA tomorrow. So $2.50 gets you in for the day. It's just a day pass. You want to try us out with that, it's fine. You can purchase the rest of the season, but of course, if you purchase the MLB season pass, you get the rest of the NBA and the playoffs and the entire MLB and the entire MLB playoffs. So there's a lot going on. Last but not least, Mr. Cash and DFS returns to the Wise Take Nation tomorrow night, Saturday night, at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 12 or to midnight, somewhere in that range. It's the NASCAR Wise Stream premium show. We're gonna have access to the NASCAR plan. Check it out at wisetape.com again. Him and Tommy Shake and Bake doing their thing, breaking down NASCAR. I know Cash said he really likes this track this Sunday, so definitely get you a piece of that. Enough of the plugs, Johnny the Greek. Let's go. Top threes, point guards.
Yeah, so a point guard is going to be Kemba Walker, and then I like DSJ, and I like DJ Augustine.
Okay, I think I'll go with Rondo. I think I'll go with Elf in the revenge spot. I want to go with Payne, hoping he plays. I'm just going to go with Payne, assuming he plays, but I'll roll with him. Shooting guards.
Yeah, so shooting guards, James Harden, number 1, Drew Holiday, number 2, and Eric Gordon, number 3.
Yeah, I'll go Harden. I'll go Drew Holiday, and then I'd love to go. And I probably wouldn't go Tyreek anyway because it's just because I just can't trust the guy. You know what? I'll go with IT too. I could see a world where he crushes Memphis. He's only 5'8". I haven't played him in a little while. Small forwards, Johnny.
Yeah, so it's Aaron Gordon for me, number 1, Kyle Kuzma, number 2, and number 3, Each one more.
Tweetron more. I'm with it. I'll go with Aaron Gordon as well. Love the matchup. Kyle Kuzma 6'6". Gotta like that with the minutes that he's been playing. And then I think I'll go with some Harrison Barnes at 6'2". I'll take it. Power forwards, Johnny.
Yeah, so Anthony Davis, Julius Randle, and I can't take a punch to the face,
Mirotic, glass jaw. Is that 50 Cent line? Wait, what is it? If you live in a, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, and if you have a glass jaw, you should watch your mouth. Yes, classic. Mirotic lived it. That's a real ish right there. I think I'll go with Anthony Davis as well, man. And then I would probably slide it on down. Hazonia is power forward eligible. I'll go with Hazonia. He's power forward eligible. I should have set him for small forwards. I really should have switched him and Kuzma. So I'll kind of let that roll. And then I think that's 3. Centers.
Yeah, so Dwight Howard, number 1, Clint Capella, number 2, and I'm willing to take a shot on my boy Guillermo Willie Hernan Gomez tomorrow. He did me well yesterday, so I'm gonna go right back there.
Billy Mo, I like it. Billy. He's got a cool ass last name, Hernan Gomez. It's like dope.
2 names in 1.
2 names in 1. How many names a man need? You know, a man of many names is an interesting man to me. Centers, I'll go with Drum Dog Millionaire just because the matchup is elite. I'm a little concerned that we're going to see a Jokic situation where Drummond dominates, puts up 40 in the first half and barely plays in the second, but it is a great matchup, so I'll throw him in there. I'll have some exposure. Dwight Howard against Dallas, loving that. And then I'll go with Vooch, but it's close with Gasol. If Gasol plays, he's 7-3 against the Lakers. I can get me some of that, but I'll go Vooch just because I know Vooch is supposed to play. All right, man. That's going to do it. I tell you what, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button. Really helps us out. Subscribe to the channel. We are growing. If you are watching us on Facebook, please like and share to support the Wise Take Nation. Really helps us out. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow. And if you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts. Let's do it for the nation. It takes a nation to sustain a nation. So you need to be a nation. You need to be the nation, the Wise Take Nation, and do your nation duties. You know what I'm saying? Johnny, anything in closing?
No, just interesting slate tomorrow. Again, I'm sure we're going to get some crazy news that's going to come out that we're not expecting like every night, but just grinding it out for another week or so here, and hopefully it gets better for the playoffs.
There you go. Grind it out to the playoffs. When the playoffs come, basketball is back. It's awesome. Right now, it is tough. It is definitely tough. It's a good time to start strategizing for MLB, getting ready for MLB. If you play that, go light in basketball. Have your fun. There's still money to be made, but you got to go light because it's a little harder to get there. You're kind of guessing different things. There's more variables than during a regular season. When playoffs come back, it comes back hard. You can play them starters again. They're going to be playing like pretty much every minute of the game. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. So don't give up. Keep grinding. Let's do the thing. Aside from that, for Johnny the Greek, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.